So let's learn about loops. Okay. So as the name suggests, something will be executed inside a loop. Okay. So why loops are necessary? To execute something repeatedly until a certain condition is met. Okay. That's what the loop is used for. Okay. So there are some differences between the for and the while loop. Okay. But before that, let's see how the for loop works. Okay. So we will search for a variable in a particular list, and when that particular variable matches, then some commands will be executed. Okay. So what does the for loop do? It iterates over a list of items. There will be a list. Okay. And this is the block. Okay. Some block will be adding where we'll have some list. Okay. And on that list, it will first start with the first value, then second value till the last value. It will check for each value, and based on the condition, it will execute that particular block or a statement given in that block. Okay. The while loop also does the same thing, but here the condition is first checked and then the commands are executed. Okay. So the while loop also repeatedly executes a block of code as long as the condition is true. Okay. And here also it is done in a iteration means one after another, repeated. If the condition is true, the command inside the loops are executed. If the condition is false, the loop terminates. Okay. So what is the difference between the for and the while loop? The first part is for loop. Okay. So the initialization may be done inside the loop or outside the loop. Okay. But it is always outside the loop. For while loop, it is always outside the loop. Okay. Here, once the statement is executed, increment is done. So every time the increment needs to be done, and here the increment can be done before or after the execution. We can do that, okay, before or after as well, but here only when the statement is executed. Okay. And here it is normally used when the number of iterations is known. Okay. If you know how many times we need to iterate or run that block again and again, then we should go for loop. Okay. And when the iterations we do not know, then we can use the while loop, but we have to be cautious when there is an means when we do not know the number of iterations, the script may go into an infinite loop. It will try to run it continuously. Okay. So most of the times it is recommended to not use the while loop. Okay. So let's see how the iteration works, how the increment is done in both, and then we can learn more about it. So let's see. We'll iterate over a range of numbers, that is 1 to 7. We'll search for a variable. Okay. Means we will set a variable that it can be anything. Okay. For I in, okay, 1.7. Okay. Just print it on the screen. This is the first iteration. This is the second, fifth, sixth, seven. Okay. So it checks for a condition 1 to 7. Okay. If it matches that it is 1, okay, then iterate 1 till 7. It will do. As 8 is not in the list, it will not match. Okay. And iteration 8 will not be there. Okay. Similarly in while, okay, so here we have defined a counter equal to 1. Okay. So when the counter is less than 3, okay, so first it is set to 1. Okay. So first it will set if 1 is less than 3, then the number will be printed on the screen. Then second time the counter is, means after printing it on the screen, the counter variable is added one more value, that is it is incremented by 1, then the counter becomes 2. So when the counter is less than 3, yes, it is 2. So just print it on the screen, the number 2 is printed. Similarly, when the now again it will increment the counter to 3, and 3 is less than equal to 3, yes, right, then it will print it on the screen. Next, again it iterated it means incremented the counter. Now it is 4. Okay. So when it is 4, it is checking whether 4 is less than equal to 3. It is not, then the loop terminates. Okay, so this is how the while loop works, and this is how the for loop works. Okay, so let's quickly run it. Bash for.sh. Okay, so first it checked in the range. Is it 1? Yes, just iterate 1, and then 2 till 7. When it saw that there is nothing after 7, it just terminated the loop. Similarly, in while, counter is set, the counter is incremented, and the value is checked, and based on the value, the output is given. Bash while.sh. And if we do it now, let's change it here in while. Instead of 3, let's make it 5, then it will iterate 5 times. Just run it. Now it is iterating 5 times. Similarly, in a for loop, okay, let's change the value of 1 to 7 to only 1 to 5. Okay, so if you see, it is running it 5 times. Now, in real time, how I use it is, let's see, I'll create one directory called data. Let's go to data directory. Okay, I'll create a list of users, cat users dot sh. I'll just write it here, user 11, user 12. I can write n number of, I'll just write only 3, user 13. Okay, so if I do cat users dot sh, okay, let's rename it as not sh, it should be text. It should be users dot txt. Only the values are there. Just to cat users dot sh. It printed on the screen. Okay. Now I can store its value in some variable as well. Val equal to value of cat users.txt and echo dollar $val. Okay, it will give all the users 11, 12, and 14. Okay, so this is one of the method to store the output of a command. Okay, so this is the output of a command stored in val. Okay, and one method is using dollar sign, and the other one is this one, but not recommended. But if it is working, then it's fine. So the another method is backtick. Okay, so it is below escape. So this backtick I have added val, and again if I do echo dollar val, it will print the users. Okay, so either one of the method is this using dollar, or this means it will store the output of a command. So whatever the output it will be storing that value. So how the for loop can be used? For I, we can write I or X, whatever you want, it's up to us. For I in, okay, value of, okay, what is the value of cat users dot s. Okay, so what are the output we'll get in in this command cat users.sh, do something. Okay, do echo $I. Just output it on the screen and just do done. Okay, so it has outputted it on the screen, and if I want to, now I can do anything here. User add -m -s/bin bash. So if I have to create 1,000 users, just use simple script. Okay, I just need to add sudo to it, then it will work. Okay, so I have added quickly 3 users. Okay, if you see it in cat/etc pass wd -n, let, so 3 users are quickly created using a for loop. Okay, so now I can quickly delete it as well. User del, let's add -r, and it is for $I. So it has deleted the user. Some warning is given because that where mail directory doesn't exist. And if you see, the users are deleted now. Now similarly, okay, we haven't covered that awk and all. When we'll cover awk, I'll just delete these users as well, this one. Okay, so this is all about the loops in shell scripting, and the real use case for loop, just have shown it here.